Hi, I'm Joe from the Stephen and Joe Show, also known as Majikel, and this is my top 12 fantasy film firearms. I've tried to choose a variety of different weapons that you would like to fire upon your enemies, or crush your enemies before you. So check out this list. I'm using two films for this reference, first of all being Terminator 2 Judgment Day, as Arnold Schwarzenegger kicks a cabinet through a window and then uses a handheld minigun to rain a hail of bullets on the ground and cars. He doesn't actually shoot anyone, and you really want the film at some point for him to use that minigun against the T-1000, but unfortunately it doesn't happen. But it still showcases the immense strength of the Terminator as he stands in the middle of a window holding a personal, just massive machine gun. The second reference I have for this is in the film Predator, where they nickname the gun Painless. And the little minigun that they have is a very custom-built machine gun. And actually in the extras DVD of the Predator films, there is a little documentary dedicated to Painless itself, as all of the cast, which are made up of massive guys like Jesse Ventura, Arnold Schwarzenegger, they all talk about how they gave it a go and enjoyed using it and how it felt like God's power on earth in their hands. They really enjoyed using this machine gun, and you can see why when you watch the film and you watch it cut down half a forest. Miniguns, handheld, I think is a beautiful fantasy weapon to have and would be a great ability to have. Number 11 on this list is Deckard's pistol from Blade Runner. This gun not only takes down humans but replicants as well. It's a gun made for the future, although it is very similar to a standard revolver. It reminds me of the Montaber used in Ghost in the Shell. But it's just a cool little gun which I really thought belonged on this list, and a lot of people lust after it as a sort of fantasy film firearm that they'd love to have. Number 10 on this list is the Noisy Cricket from Men in Black. This tiny little pistol packs one hell of a punch, and it is used to great effect not only against the enemies but also in launching you back many feet. In Men in Black it's used to great comedy effect, but it also looks like a really awesome weapon to take down a spaceship with in the palm of your hand. Number 9 on this list is one of my great personal favorites, in that it is the guitar armory used in Desperado. In the Desperado and Once Upon a Time in Mexico films, you see the mariachis with guitar cases with guns built in them, but the Desperado in question, El Mariachi himself, has a guitar full of weaponry, and it is awesome to watch it play out on screen. If you haven't seen Desperado or Once Upon a Time in Mexico, I really would strongly recommend it. Antonio Banderas is brilliant in it, and it's just a hell of a lot of fun. Number 8 on this list is kind of topical, because I'm hoping they haven't changed it too much for the most recent film, but it is Robocop's Auto 9, the 9mm automatic firing pistol from the amazing Verhoeven Robocop films. With the most recent Robocop, we're not entirely sure if it's going to be the exact same gun or whether they're going to have changed a lot of detail about it, but personally I'm hoping they kept it just the same, because having a handheld machine gun is just the coolest thing in the world. Number 7 on the list comes from Hellboy, and it is the Good Samaritan. In the Hellboy films, the Good Samaritan has all kinds of bullets put into it, carrying holy water, reliquaries, and various shaves of garlic and silver to take down any of your monstrous nasties that you need to. It's also just a personal hand cannon. Number 6 on this list is the Smart Gun from Aliens. The Colonial Marines in Aliens use the Smart Gun mounted to the chest with body armor and night vision goggles. This large machine gun tracks the enemies that you pointed at and also fires exploding tipped rounds. What's cool about this is they actually used a camera Steadicam rig to put the machine gun on, which hadn't been really used in that way in cinema history. So it's quite an interesting little fact about a really cool looking gun. Number 5 on this list is the phaser from the Star Trek universe. The phaser can be changed from a mild stun weapon all the way through to setting it to kill. This little pocket weapon can be used to great effect not only on living tissue but on various objects as well. In the most recent Star Trek films, it seems to be more of a firearm going pop pop pop, rather than in the older Star Trek universe it being a long stream of phased light. But in either incarnation, it's a very powerful tool held in the hand and a firearm for a far more modern age. Number 4 is the shoulder cannon from Predator, Predator 2, Predators, Aliens vs Predator, and Aliens vs Predator Requiem, although I prefer not to mention the most recent ones. The Predator's shoulder cannon tracks its movement based on where the Predator looks and where its laser beams are pointing, and this thing melts through steel and walls and bones and everything, and it looks cool at the same time whilst you're doing it. This is a very high-tech piece of machinery, but very cool at the same time, and occasionally, especially in comic books and further lore, you see some Predators wielding 2 shoulder cannons at once. Number 3 on this list is the ZF-1 from The Fifth Element. This machine gun also has a net thrower and a flamethrower and a rocket launcher and a variety of other things, making it a bit of a Swiss Army knife of machine guns. The Fifth Element's an amazing film, and this gun looks like it could cause so much damage in the right hands. Number 2 on this list is from Judge Dredd and Dredd 3D, the most recent incarnation. It is the Lawgiver, the handheld weapon of all judges. Whether you're using it for rapid fire, double whammy, high explosive or incendiary rounds, this little gun packs one hell of a wallop. In the comic book series and in both films, it is used over and over again, and I can't think of a single moment where it doesn't look like the most badass pistol around. And that's why I think it belongs on the number 2 on my list. Number 1 on this list is a little bit of a cheat of mine. It's from the Aliens films again, but it's the weaponry that Ripley puts together at the end of the film. We are talking about the Pulse Rifle, which is a machine gun and grenade launcher all in one, a flamethrower, some flares and a body tracker. This is all strapped to the weapon and put together with gaffer tape. It's amazing that not only you can take this amazing, beautiful, futuristic technology and put it together with gaffer tape, but also that you can carry it around all by yourself as well. It's really powerful with having the flamethrower having a mid-range, the machine gun having a long range, and the grenade launcher having a long range as well. It just takes care of everything, really. Aliens, people, machinery. I can't think of much that it wouldn't take down. If you disagree with me, however, if you think there are far better weapons that you'd rather have in a really emergency situation, then please do let me know by commenting below, liking, favoriting, and subscribing, or send us a message, or even better, doing a response video yourself. Have a lovely Christmas and a fantastic holiday period, and I'll see you in the new year.